Good morning. Hey, Smolder Face. How are we doing? It's Wednesday, the 19th of January. My name is Graham Day. I'm not joined by Bibby because he's still on paternity, but that's okay because we have possibly the biggest news story we are going to have in the entire year. We are 19 days into the year and we have probably peaked. Gagad, thank you very much. You goddamn right you have. Thank you very much, Gagad. 17 months. Yeah, baby. Do you know what? You've won the loot box before. That's the loot drop should have said before. That's more than some other people have. So you're doing okay. You're doing okay. For those that don't know, exclamation mark loot drop. All subscribers are entered into a chance to win a prize every month. This month it was won by WikiTV, who bagged himself a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard for the Xbox Series X. That's what he chose. Next month, who knows? Either way, all you need to do is be a sub to be included in that draw. But what I was saying is we are only 19 days, not even 3 weeks into the year, and we have probably peaked. We have probably peaked. If you missed the news yesterday, I'm just going to go straight into the headline. Xbox buys Activision Blizzard. Xbox buys the maker of Call of Duty, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, Crash Bandicoot, and you know what? Tons more. Xbox owns all of that, subject to legal verification and stuff, but that is huge. Massive news yesterday. I mean, this has been quite a troublesome week because I did the scoop on Monday. Nice. I went to the gym. Nice. Dropped my phone and it fucked. Oh, bollocks. So I've been using this. I've dropped my another phone. This is like an iPhone 5. So I don't have access to all of my social stuff. I'm still setting things up. So yeah, anyway, tons of things have happened though. I have no mobile phone and tons of things have happened in the world of video games just within that one story. There is so many different facets of the Xbox Activision merger that is all this scoop is about. We bring you the biggest, the best, the breaking stories from the world of video games and beyond. But not today, just the world of Xbox and Activision. That is what this entire show is about. So if you don't know what the show is about usually, let me give you the rundown. Hi. How you doing? My name is Graham. This is Ice Cream, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.-ish. Activision Schmactivision. 2 years, baby. Let's go. Thank you very much, Spike. Let me just kill Slack whilst I'm on with this as well. Everyone's trying to get involved today. Everyone wants a bit of the action. Goodbye, Slack. Goodbye. So yes, we are Ice Cream Uploads. We are live at 10 a.m. each and every single weekday on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads for an hour or so to give you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. It's not just about our thoughts and impressions, though. We want to hear your thoughts and impressions. If you are in the chat with us live on Twitch, please do feel free to get involved over the next hour or so, because this live stream is turned into a podcast. There is tons of people, over 105,000 of them so far, that watch and listen to this show on demand that don't get involved in the show. You guys here on Twitch, you have an opportunity to do that on behalf of those beautiful people that do watch and listen on demand. So as mentioned, for the next hour, Activision, Blizzard, all of the stuff. Nice. How are we all doing though? Before we start talking, let's see how we're all doing. How are we all doing? You guys all good? Gagad, Spike, thank you very much for the 17 and 24 month subs. Oh, and Gagad gifting. Hey! Thank you very much for the gifted. Naked Neil. Nice. Neil, enjoy the gift there. Thank you very much, dude. That's interesting, because it said a hype train was close, and now Gagad has gifted, and the hype train is still close. It hasn't started. The hype train has lulled you in, and then just discarded you. God damn it. But thank you very much, Gagad. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Lotus, thank you very much with the host as well. All right. Okay, let me jump out. Let's see who is in the chat. Lotus jumped in nice and early. Woo! He's live. I'll tell you what, though, I enjoyed watching that guy you were hosting, Jumbo Ash, by the way. Twitch.tv/Jumbo Ash. He's a really, really good creator. He's local to us. He's based in Manchester. He's a United fan, which makes him even better. We've met him a few times. We've taken him to United matches and things like that. Anyway, he's a good egg. He's a really good guy. So if you want early morning FIFA content and someone that just likes to chat, then Jumbo Ash is a good watch. Chappers, it's back then, is it? What, the scoop? It's always back. It never goes far. Looking forward to this scoop hope you're also ready later tonight for Chasing Creeds with Meats. Damn right. 3 streams today. Let me remind you all. 3 streams. So we're live right now with a scoop where we'll go through the Activision Xbox purchase. We then jump over to official insert coin. If anyone could just type insert coin, that would be very much appreciated. From 1 p.m. to play some PUBG. And then from 6:30 p.m.-ish, we'll be live again with Mr. iLotus UK, Chasing Creeds with Meats. It's all going on today. I can between 1 and 3 if you need a squad mate, then back on for 6:30. Let's go. Bigger news than the 10 Downing Street Christmas party. Yeah, that's Prime Minister's questions today, isn't it? He's going to get slept about. Candy Crush, don't forget. Yeah, potentially that one. I haven't spoken to Candy since Monday night because of the phone dramas that I've been having, but we could potentially be jumping in with Candy as well at some point this evening, either with or after Mr. iLotus UK with the DMR spray with the 6x on. You better walk away. Mess with Lotus, you pay. iLotus UK. Nice. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, Bobby Kotick, eventually, hopefully. Wow. Free with Game Pass, maybe. Well, that is one of the things we'll be talking about throughout the course of the show, Taste Bad. Wicked Slippers, good morning. Downing 10 Street, don't you mean? Bobby Kotick going to jail would be the icing on this gaming cake. Just tad. Gonna be funny when people play Uncharted and get to the bit where they play Crash on the PlayStation, like, awkward. Not normally a fan of FIFA content, but Man Reeled Me In is good. He's good. He's got a very good style of like commentary and talking as Jumbo Ash. He also plays and talks to a higher level than most people I know. A lot of people can talk, a lot of people can play, but when it gets high intensity, they stop talking. Me included. I am crap at talking in high pressure situations. Ash will just keep talking and play the high pressure situation. It's baffling. It's baffling. We most likely are the last to tell yesterday's big news. That's factually incorrect. Like, mate, this is the internet. People are going to be talking about this news for the next 6 months. God damn it. Time has clipped my vow to stay on later tonight. Yeah, we'll see. Lotus said he's on for 12 hours tonight. Oh, nice. Let's go, Lotus. Let's go. All night long. All night. Yeah. All night long. Okay, before we get involved then, let me give you a rundown of the stories. But before I even do that, can I ask those of you that are in the chat to just go and share that? Do a retweet, do a quote tweet, do whatever. Just let people know that we are live because this is a big old story. And people are going to keep asking questions on this. So if we can get them all in now, we can have the conversation all together, all at once, all at the same time. Nice. Okay, well, today's story, as you will probably have guessed because we told you, is the fact that it's confirmed Xbox has acquired Activision Blizzard. Microsoft now owns Call of Duty, Warcraft, Crash Bandicoot, and more following a $70 billion deal. That is the lead story today, written by Andy Robinson at VGC yesterday. We will then jump through all of the other stories as we go. The conversation topic will remain the same. Xbox has acquired Activision Blizzard. The facets of that story will evolve, hopefully smoothly, as the show goes on. So we'll start off with the general article. We'll then start to look at the nuances. Activision Blizzard is Microsoft's biggest acquisition of all time. And here's how it stacks up. So this article by Eddie Makuch at GameSpot talks about how the $68.7 billion deal stacks up against Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, all of that stuff. We then jump into the fact that Activision has sold all of their IPs to Xbox. We go through a list of what that includes. We will then see how that impacts PlayStation. Xbox head, the Xbox boss, Phil Spencer, says it's not our intent to pull communities away from other platforms, although they did say that previously. So yeah, we will have a look at what that means for PlayStation. On the flip side, we will look at what that means for Xbox Game Pass. If you are a Game Pass user, what can you expect? Obviously, it's early days, but we'll go through an article from Tom Ivan at VGC that says that details what he thinks you can expect for Game Pass. And then we start to get into the nitty-gritty. Activision boss Bobby Kotick is expected to leave once the deal is done, but he's also expected to get over $350 million throughout the process. And then finally, it's not entirely Xbox, because we have a look at what that means for Sony as their shares fell following the announcement yesterday. So we'll go through all of the Xbox stuff, how that impacts on PlayStation, how that impacts Xbox users, and then what that could mean for PlayStation/Sony elsewhere. Lots and lots of news. We will try to keep the pace going. We'll try to keep it to around an hour because we've got to get back on Insert Coin in less than 2. So that's the nice stacked show. If anyone wants to get involved, do feel free to jump in the chat all the way through. Enix, who is our resident Xbox fanboy / expert, I say fanboy. I mean, Tito is kind of that. Oh, he's a Game Pass fanboy. Exclamation mark Game Pass in the chat, by the way, if you want to type that. He may be jumping on the show a little bit later on. If anyone else does want to jump in, nice. Okay, let me catch up with the comments before we jump in. So now I have an Xbox tattoo. Technically, what do you have tattooed, Spike? What's the tattoo? Is it Crash? Is it Spyro? The biggest game Xbox have is Candy Crush. But seriously, what an acquisition! Be interested to see what happens going forward. Exactly, Mr. Butters. Exactly. Just an FYI. Best retweet from me. Let me see. Oh, I'm on the wrong account. So this is Lotus's retweet. For those of you that want to, you've still got a couple of seconds left to go and retweet the story. This is how Lotus has tweeted it. You give them 3 minutes, and they'll give you the world. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's go with a Robocop retweet. Quote retweets. You'll love to see it. I have the Horde logo tattooed on my back. Oh dear, did not know. I don't think. Maybe we have spoken about Warcraft before. We could have done a lot of stuff when I'm on stream goes in one ear and out the other. But I don't place you as a Warcraft player. Not that you're not. Just for me, you're like. Do you know, like certain people remind you of certain games? You remind me of. Like obviously the Pezzas and eFootballs and the FIFAs and stuff naturally, but then I mean obviously it's a lot more current, but I'd go for like the Days Gone kind of stuff. I didn't know you were a Warcraft player, so there you go. Now you know. I may have known, but I didn't remember. Anyway, okay, getting into the stories. We have to pick up the pace because there is tons to go through. I played Hardcore 5 years. Mrs. almost left me because of it. Well, you stopped, so there you go. But now, Andy Robinson at VGC kicks off the show. Confirmed Xbox has acquired Activision Blizzard. Microsoft now owns Call of Duty, Warcraft, Crash Bandicoot, and more following a $70 billion deal. That is the tagline. And we now jump into the body of the article that says Xbox parent Microsoft has confirmed it's acquired Activision Blizzard in the games industry's biggest ever deal. The acquisition, which Microsoft confirmed will cost $95 per share in an all-cash transaction valued at $68.7 billion, means that Xbox now has exclusive ownership of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Overwatch, Crash Bandicoot, Guitar Hero, and more. Microsoft also adds studios such as Infinity Ward, Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, and Treyarch, bringing its first-party roster to over to 30 studios, along with additional publishing and esports production capabilities and a major presence in mobile with the addition of Candy Crush maker King. The deal is expected to close in Microsoft's fiscal year 2023, which means it won't actually finalize until next year, subject to closing conditions and completion of regulatory review. The transaction has been approved by the boards of directors of both Microsoft and Activision Blizzard. However, it's being claimed it could face opposition from the US government. Ro! Good morning. Thank you very much for the host. Appreciate it, dude. So once completed, it could mean that some of entertainment's biggest properties remain exclusive to Xbox consoles, and that future releases appear on its Game Pass subscription service on the day of their release. After the deal's completion, Microsoft will become the world's third largest gaming company by revenue, behind Tencent and Sony. Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, said in a statement, "We are incredibly excited to have a chance to work with the amazing, talented, dedicated people across Activision Publishing, Blizzard Entertainment, Beanox, Demonware, Digital Legends, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward, King, Major League Gaming, Radical Entertainment, Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, Treyarch, and every team across Activision Blizzard. Just that paragraph on its own is ridiculous. Forget the rest of the article. Forget the rest of the show. Just the names in there that are now Xbox exclusive is madness. This is ridiculously huge. Stupidly huge. Anyway, let's jump back in. Let's see if there's anything else that we can pull from this article. Okay, so until this transaction closes, Activision Blizzard and Microsoft Gaming will continue to operate independently. Once the deal is complete, the Activision Blizzard business will report to me as CEO Microsoft Gaming. Spencer said that upon close, we will offer as many Activision Blizzard games as we can. Do you know what? We'll stop there. We'll stop there because we'll start to pick all of that stuff apart elsewhere. Okay, instant thoughts. What do you guys think? Is this good news? Is this bad news? Are you not bothered? Are you an Xbox player and think this is incredible? You're a PlayStation player and think, God, this is not. Maybe you're a PlayStation player and thinks, okay, this is good news, or vice versa. What do you think? Give me the insights. Give me the insights. Good morning, Ogman. How are we doing, dude? Did you see last week someone bought 1.5 million shares last week? I didn't. Overwatch, can they give that back? I mean, that's the thing, though. Overwatch is... I was talking about this yesterday in the Discord. Call of Duty, and let's see if I can find my actual comment. There's been a lot of talking in the scoop, so it's probably disappeared. No. Yeah, even in decline, they still have some massive names. Overwatch arguably is in decline. Hearthstone, still huge, but not quite as big as it once was, but still huge. In decline, but still a massive name. WoW is clearly, World of Warcraft is clearly in decline compared to where it has been at its peak, but it's still a huge game. Even Call of Duty is not quite where it has been at its peak, but it's still massive. Massive. So even though those are slipping technically right now, they are still gargantuan brands. Sticking those in the Xbox world, they are huge, huge, huge brands. Those are IPs that anyone would love to have, and Xbox now have those just in the bag. That is ridiculous. I think we can all agree Activision haven't produced the quality games of late they have in the past. Looking back at Guitar Hero, Warcraft 3, StarCraft, COD, Overwatch, etc., I can't wait to see what Microsoft can do with these IPs. I hope we see a return to form for them. I don't see it changing anything quickly or change Xbox's biggest problem versus Sony's quality single-player exclusives, but it's still a result for Xbox fans. Crash should get an Xbox tattoo. Imagine... that on PlayStation, that Xbox logo tattooed on his chest. Love Warcraft, but WoW is always love for me. Been on and off since it launched in Europe. Lotus thinks great news. Good morning, Mr. Garlic Clark. ODST King says I'm free now. Who's ODST King? that's not Enix, is it? But hey, how you doing, dude? Love it, great news. Insane this is, love Yoda. Call of Duty ran out 6 years ago. I mean, it did, and then it didn't. It kind of brought itself back. Like, even though it might not appeal to everyone, or at least the people that it appealed to 6 years ago, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Good morning / evening, Mr. Tharian Drake and Raid. Welcome into the stream. How are you all doing? We are in the middle, we're at the very beginning of the big Xbox buys Activision episode of The Scoop. The Scoop is a video games podcast, and we are just starting to scratch the surface of that article. So welcome in. Grab yourself a seat, grab yourself a drink, make yourself comfortable. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Tharian Drake, for the raid. How are the lights coming in the cell, by the way? So yeah, Call of Duty definitely dropped off. But with Modern Warfare, what came before? It was Cold War. Cold War, I didn't really vibe with. I kind of dropped off. I've played a bit of Vanguard, which is actually surprisingly good. I didn't expect to like Vanguard. Speaking of Insert Coin stream today, the last time we streamed an Insert Coin, we played Vanguard in the launch week and really enjoyed it, actually. So Call of Duty is not as bad as it has been, but it's also not as good as it has been. But that's a lot of brands would take Call of Duty being on its... If it's not on its A game, it's on its B game. Any developer in the world would take the success of being Call of Duty on its B game, right? So buying Call of Duty on its B game is huge, and especially when Call of Duty has been so closely aligned with PlayStation recently. Xbox have gone yoink, so they will just rip that out. All of the COD esports will transition to PC/Xbox. You have to feel now. So yeah, big. Hopefully they sack all the sound designers that work in COD and they hire their own guys. What makes you say they bring their own guys in? Says Talk Shows are muted. What makes you say that? That's interesting because Call of Duty won best sound design at pretty much the entire clean. It got like a clean sweep of the games industry awards. Not for Vanguard, but I'm pretty sure it was. I want to say Cold War. It could have been Modern Warfare, but I think that might have just been one of those sort of like awards that defines itself. Let me just. The reason I'm kind of pausing is because I want to put this on the screen. So that's an award that kind of defines itself because sound design often goes for soundtracks. Usually the song that's the game that's got the most standout song in it, kind of. But Call of Duty took it to the next level. They had developers. So if you go to like a Gamescom or an E3, you've got your big stands on the show floor, but then you also have business areas where press are basically schmoozed. They come in, sit down, grab yourself a brew, get yourself some biscuits. You sit there, and then we'll take you into a private meeting room where you'll either have one-on-one meetings with developers, or you'll be sat in sort of like rooms of 10 to 20 people, or larger if it's a bigger thing, where they will do a presentation. And one of Call of Duty's presentations was on audio. So they were showing, okay, this is how bullets sound whizzing past you. This is what impact sounds like on a concrete surface and a wooden surface, and this is how we've blended out the different sounds. And it could have just been a case if they were the only one that broke out audio for the games industry, so that was the only one that people remembered. So when it came to the journalists going, okay, which one has good audio? Well, I remember Call of Duty told me they had good audio, so tick. So yeah, what is it that makes you say that? Is there anything in particular that stands out? Talk Shows are muted that makes you say that? Warzone slightly dragged it back, says Raw. I think more than that. I think Blackout started to slightly drag it back. Warzone 100% brought it back and then some. Absolutely. I mean, you might not be a Warzone player, but in terms of the industry and content, in-game content, Warzone 100% brought it back, but then has dropped off naturally because it's a couple of years old and then some. So people have started to drop off, which is where I'm saying it's still within the B game though. Call of Duty has been a lot worse than it is right now. Can only be good news, says Tito, for PC and Xbox anyway. I do still hope they don't go full exclusive. 6 months exclusivity I'm okay with. One thing Microsoft have inherited is the negative issues that come with Activision, recent staff issues of abuse in the workplace. ODST says, let me know if you want me to hop on. I can go into a meeting room. It's Jordan. It's my work account. Oh, there you go. I just thought some random was asking me to jump on. Totally agree. Sound is awful in CODs. Yep, but can act as a reset. Can weed out the undesirables a bit easier. Hopefully, I think in terms of corporate culture, there's definitely grounds for Xbox to do a lot that hasn't been doing previously. I think getting rid of that toxic environment will be Phil Spencer's priority, to be honest. MS Pain, hey, it's been a while. How are you doing? Thank you for dropping in with the raid. Alerts UK says no alert sounds for us, or is that intentional? No alert sounds? Interesting. Ah, okay. Boop, 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 boop. My command wasn't working, so it will be. Do you know? Let me try it again. Let me try it again. That should work now. Raid and sub sounds not coming through. Oh god damn. Okay, in that case then. Another one coming. Ugman, thank you very much for the host. Nice. I will play through all the other ones as well. I can't see Kotick staying in light of the comments on Xbox and Phil Spencer have said about the culture. Would be a poison chalice if they did retain him. Yeah, okay, hitting replay on all of these, so we will get a bunch of alerts coming through. Oh, I missed King Comics early doors as well. Thank you very much for 17 months, King Comic. I appreciate you. Blizzard being bought, I have nothing against it at all. My govies are going up in February, it seems. In February? What's making you wait? I feel it was Modern Warfare. Yeah, it could have been. COD sound design is phenomenal. It is hands down some of the worst audio within a game I've ever heard, down to gun audio, 3D audio. It is awful. Call of Duty audio used to be awesome. It's dog shit. It hasn't got anything on Battlefield 5, which is incredible. Although I did like Cold War, especially when lots of kill streaks were going off. Sounds chaotic. Rose says I actually like Warzone. I mean, I do. It's good morning. Still muted. Fuck. Okay, let me see where that one comes through. Or not. Anytime soon. Colloque lentamente. Thank you very much for the follow. Okay, does this one come through? Let me do.
Stay frosty, yeah?
Yeah. Did that one come through? Fuck. My wavelengths kaput this morning, so it should be fine for now. Nice. Okay. We're gonna go for the Tharied rate rate again. Let's go. Okay, voice chat should be working, so if I do loop in Jordan, that should be good. Chapper says COD audio is great. COD audio is shit. COD audio is shit now, but used to be good. I mean, it's good to see a difference of opinions. Call of Duty audio, I know, has been up and down. It's interesting. So you guys, obviously, talk shows are muted. Like, what format do you play on? Oh, no. Is Gary being sarcastic? I don't know. I know, mate. I'm just being sarcastic. Oh, okay. So maybe people are agreeing. I don't know. I know that Call of Duty has had issues with its audio placement, but there's two separate things. Then there's audio computing in terms of, are you having issues with steps and stuff appearing in different places, or are you talking about the quality of the audio in general? Because just like I've been having issues with the computing of the audio. So you're not hearing the alerts doesn't mean that they don't sound great. You're just getting them perfected as shit. So is it a case of Call of Duty's audio is really good, but it's just being deployed badly, or do you mean it's both? It is bad audio and it's being deployed badly. What do you mean? Anyway, for now, let me jump in. Let me loop in Enix. We'll get another person in. We'll get some extra opinions. I'll read.
Hello.
Good day, Mr. ODST King /Enix/Enix13/ all the names. I'll read.
Are you alright? Yeah, I'm using my AirPods, by the way, so my audio's terrible. I apologise.
How does he sound? Does he sound okay for you guys? Can you even hear him with the audio issues we've been having already? Crack on with the stories. I want to watch a murder at midday. PM Prime Minister's question. So yeah, okay, Enix. Mm-hmm. From the top, without going into too much like detail, because we have a bunch of articles to jump through. Yep. Xbox has acquired Activision Blizzard. What is your knee-jerk reaction?
So to be fair, obviously I work in esports, and one of the guys was like, Microsoft just bought Activision, and I stood there and I was like, what? And I looked, and then obviously saw it, and I was like, oh my god, like that's probably like the biggest drop in game news that any of us have probably seen or heard. And it's a huge thing, and it's not just because of when you think Activision and the IPs that they own, but it's what comes with that as well. But yeah, I don't know how much detail you want me to go in, but
well, to give you some direction, then I'll start jumping through the other stories. So this is an article written by Eddie Makuch at GameSpot.com, and it says Activision Blizzard is Microsoft's biggest acquisition of all time. So here's how it stacks up. Microsoft paid $68.7 billion to buy Activision Blizzard. It's many billions more than Disney paid for Star Wars and Marvel. So Microsoft made waves on Monday with an announcement to buy Activision Blizzard. We'll skip down a little bit. So biggest ever. For Microsoft, this was the company's biggest acquisition of all time, and not just for gaming, and not by a small margin. The $68.7 billion that Microsoft is proposing to pay for Activision Blizzard is about 3 times bigger than the $26.2 billion that Microsoft paid for LinkedIn in 2016, which was previously the company's biggest buyout of all time. So not just video games, this is 3 times bigger than any acquisition that Microsoft has made ever. Next behind that was the 19 billion spent on Nuance in 2021. Before that, Microsoft paid 8.5 billion to acquire Skype, lol, in 2011. Notes that all of the buyout numbers referenced in this post are not adjusted for inflation. So that 26.2 billion paid then could be more like 35-ish in today's money, or whatever the rate of inflation is. It's the largest gaming acquisition ever. So looking at the games industry specifically, Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is significantly more than the 8.1 billion it spent on ZeniMax / Bethesda, and factors the larger 2.5 billion it paid for Mojang and Minecraft. Outside of Microsoft, these were some of the biggest gaming acquisitions in history. Take-Two's 12.7 billion buyout of Zynga, which was announced last week. So Take-Two bought Zynga last week for 12.7 billion. That's 5 billion-ish, 4 billion-ish, more than the biggest purchase that Xbox had made in the games industry scene, and thought, yes, that's it, 4 billion, no one's going to top that. And within a week, it's gone up to 60-odd billion. Anyway, in 2016, Tencent paid 8.6 billion to Devia Supercell, which makes Clash of Clans. Another massive deal was when Activision Blizzard's 5.9 billion buyout of Candy Crush Studio in King in 2015, which is now going to become part of Microsoft. So, anyway, okay, we'll stop there. There's lots of numbers. 3 times bigger than any acquisition that Microsoft has ever made. Not just Xbox, but Microsoft has ever made. Do you feel this is good business? What are your thoughts, Enix?
Yeah, well, it is good business. I mean, you got to think from an IP perspective, when Microsoft paid that huge amount of money for Bethesda, obviously they paid to acquire things like Quake, Doom, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, some well-known IPs in the industry, and then
Elder Scrolls. I'm not sure about that one.
Well, yeah,
Skyrim.
I can hear Bibby in the background already, going through Rodar.
What's Skyrim?
Yeah, and if you think the IPs that they're acquiring with this move, and the reason why they paid so much, one, Candy Crush makes an absolute ton of money still. I think it was like one of the highest grossing games from the mobile market. And then you've got things like Diablo, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, obviously Call of Duty. All of these names are still relevant. If you think about the news over the past couple of years, those names are still constantly floating about. And they're still very popular. So, and the biggest thing, as we've noticed as well, is Microsoft's moving more into the PC market. And a lot of the titles they've picked up, especially stuff like Hearthstone and StarCraft and World of Warcraft, they're huge PC titles. So yeah, it shows their commitment to the PC platform, which we know they've been moving into a lot. And that's what they're paying for. That's what they're getting for what they're paying.
It's madness when you think about what it actually covers as well. So for those of you that don't know the games, obviously you'll probably get the Call of Duty mentioned. You'll probably get the Hearthstone sort of mentioned. That's the stuff that we will keep mentioning as well. That's the stuff most people resonate with. But there's actually tons within there, right through to Pitfall. So if you ever had an Atari, Pitfall is now owned by Microsoft. So this is a list of IPs that could potentially be owned by Xbox following Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. So Blur, Caesar, Call of Duty, Candy Crush, Crash Bandicoot, even Diablo, DJ Hero, Empire Earth, Gabriel Knight, Geometry Wars, Guitar Hero, Gun, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Hexen, Interstate 76, King's Quest. You know what? I won't go through the rest of the list. But Pitfall is in there. Prototype is in there. Skylanders is in there. Could that return? Spyro the Dragon, Tenchu, and the Legacy games are in there. Quality series, by the way. World of Warcraft, True Crime, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and more. Absolute ridiculous. A ridiculous number of games there. Okay, so this coming through then. So we've got Microsoft, who just spent what did we say, 7 billion on ZeniMax Media last year, upping up to 70 billion. So timesing it by 10 almost. What is the reasoning for that? We covered an article last year that said it was someone from the films industry saying it's interesting when you see Microsoft buying Bethesda is a huge article and people think, well, that's it, that's endgame moves. And this person, I can't remember who it was, from the film industry said, this is just the beginning. This is 7 billion and it's earth-shattering stuff, but this is just the beginning. things happen in cycles. We've seen it in the films industry where suddenly people go, shit, films make money, and then they buy all the studios, and suddenly you get the MGMs, and then they merge with others, and you get the Warner MGM 20th Century Sony Films production kind of stuff. Is this endgame, or can you see counter moves? This is Xbox's moves. Can you see PlayStation just suddenly snapping up an EA in response to this? Hello? He's gone. Andy's gone. Nope. Is turning his mic off and on? Alred? Nope, his mic's not responding. Is fond. Do you know what? Whilst he thinks about that, I will ask you guys. Lotus says, Spyro! Yes, prototype Tenchu. Oh my god, says James. Forgot about that one. See, I didn't even think. And the thing is, I mean, I actually have sound alerts. So if I do the...
Where are you?
Where are you? That's taken from Tenchu. That's absolutely phenomenal. I completely didn't even realise that was included until I saw it within that list. Oh, is he back?
Is it? Can you hear me?
I can now, yeah. So Tenchu is in the list. Pitfall is in the list. Prototype, Skylanders, obviously. Spyro the Dragon, StarCraft, Tony Hawk, Zork. I don't even know what Zork is, but that's in the list. Phantasmagoria, tons of stuff in there as well.
So to your question, sorry, Graham. I think there's a huge three-part strategy that Microsoft's working on, and to deal with PlayStation. So first of all, it's not just the IPs. Microsoft now own MLG. So they own one of the biggest esports platforms in the world now. And obviously Halo used to be a part of the MLG circuit. It started the whole console MLG circuit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So they've acquired that now as well. Second, they've acquired the Blizzard launcher, which means they could merge that with Game Pass, which is going to be quite an interesting move as well if they do end up doing that.
Didn't even consider that. I mean, Xbox have been making more moves towards PC. I say more. I mean, Microsoft and PC are pretty much the same thing. They've been so closely linked for that long, but Xbox not so much. However, they have been doing that. I didn't even consider what that means in terms of like the Blizzard launcher being absorbed into Xbox's PC strategy. Just that's it. It just becomes okay. Well, there we go. All these games are on PC now. Boom.
Yeah, and it could be, but also to Steam as well. So the games could potentially be released to Steam, and if you think Diablo, all that, when they move to Steam, it'll make an absolute ton of money. Obviously, the other strategies as well, in terms of what you asked about PlayStation, I think Microsoft has gone, you like your exclusives, you've got good exclusives, we'll turn you into Nintendo and make you an exclusive-only machine. Because if you think, Call of Duty is massive, people might diss it all the time and they'll go, oh, it's COD, it's crap, all that. But what you don't see is the casual market, which I see every day with my staff, with people around there, all that type of stuff. Everyone plays COD. Like when Call of Duty moved to PlayStation for the exclusive stuff, PlayStations were flying off the shelves, like complete. And it still happens now. Like I see it all the time. People in shops going, "Oh, I need a new PlayStation to play Call of Duty with my friends," all that type of stuff. Microsoft's really attacking the casual market, so a lot of the IPs they're obtaining really resonate with the casual markets, you know, especially for Western RPGs with Elder Scrolls and all that type of stuff. And now they have Diablo, they have World of Warcraft, and what comes with that is huge player bases. So COD is a huge loss for PlayStation. No matter how much you might sit there and say it's not, it is a huge, huge loss. Like, I think it's the second most played game on PlayStation, like consistently. Warzone, I don't think will be exclusive, obviously, but yeah, I think the future COD titles might be. So, and a lot of people buy the games to level up the weapons for Warzone. So, you know, if they make the game exclusive to Xbox, then people are going to move to Xbox for the competitions and all that type of stuff. But yeah.
Talk shows on mute said, COD's no loss. Just as you said, Call of Duty is a massive loss. We have a trade-off. Although I agree with you, Jordan. I think Call of Duty is a huge loss. I mean, it's number one in the charts, I believe, right now. I'm pretty sure I saw that in the charts this morning. Call of Duty is topping the games charts right now. Any game that can top the charts, even for a week, let alone consistency, that moves a needle somewhere, be it just in marketing, be it in consumer sentiment or whatever. And you have to remember as well, we are the 10%. at the top, we are the hardcore gamers. The people in here are not just your casuals. So we might have evolved opinions on Call of Duty, but our 10% doesn't reflect the 90. And most people go, yeah, Call of Duty with my mates, nice. Call of Duty is what to shooters is what FIFA is to football games. People just go, okay, I play football games, I play FIFA. And then when you go beyond FIFA, then there are not necessarily in the 10%, but as you get closer to the 10%, you get the people that diverge, that will play the PESs or the eFootballs or the football managers or jump into mobile games or whatever. Lords of Football, anyone? Nice. So, but Call of Duty definitely is that. It's a huge loss. If this becomes a non-PlayStation game, that's a big loss for PlayStation. I mean, that shows the fact that this has been one of those brands that has created industry-defining moves. Call of Duty created a new map pack that was available as DLC and available exclusively or timed exclusives on PlayStation versus Xbox and vice versa. Call of Duty has defined how the industry operates as a model, or started to define, and then it's evolved beyond that in the past. So Call of Duty is a huge loss, in my opinion. Bar FIFA, COD is one of the biggest games every single year in terms of sales. It's a massive deal. A paid game shouldn't be linked to a free game where you can get an advantage. I mean, that's yeah, I agree with that, but that's just general industry kind of wider industry kind of thing. I got well into clan battles on COD Ghosts back in the day. See, I'd given up on COD at that point by the time we got to Ghosts. After Modern Warfare 2, I dropped off. We got to the Black Opsy kind of stuff. A lot of people love Black Ops, but I phased out in Black Ops. Anyway, whilst we're still on the subject of PlayStation, let me jump into the next article that we have, as it's sticking with the same tangent, but this one is from Matt Wales at Eurogamer, and it says, Xbox head, I love the fact that it says that, not Xbox boss, because I can say that one much more quickly. Nice. Xbox head says it's, quote, not our intent to pull communities away from, end quote, other platforms following the Activision Blizzard deal, while a new report says some exclusivity is planned. So following today's bombshell announcement that Microsoft is purchasing Activision Blizzard for $70 billion, many questions still remain, not least regarding how the deal will impact platform exclusivity for the third-party publishers' previously multi-platform titles. And it's something Xbox head Phil Spencer has started to address, albeit in the vaguest of terms, as he continues his post-announcement PR rounds. It's a topic that was touched upon in the briefest of manners in Microsoft's original press release announcing the deal, with the company stating, quote, Activision Blizzard games are enjoyed on a variety of platforms, and we plan to continue to support those communities moving forward. As long as those communities move to Xbox. It doesn't say that, that's what I'm saying. I'm paraphrasing. Anyway, Spencer has now repeated a slight variation of that sentiment in a conversation with Bloomberg, telling the publication, quote, I'll just say to players out there who are playing Activision games on Sony's platform, it's not our intent to pull communities away from that platform, and we remained committed to that. As carefully worded as that statement may be, it's hard to ignore that the present tense in players who are playing is doing an awful lot of heavy lifting, strongly implying Microsoft is only willing to commit to continuing support for currently released multi-platform titles on Xbox platforms post-buyout, with a considerable void as far as future intentions go. However, citing a, quote, person familiar with the company's thinking, end quote, Bloomberg reports Microsoft's future decisions are likely to be made on a title-by-title basis, with some of Activision Blizzard's games being made available on PlayStation and presumably Switch, while others will be Xbox exclusives. Exactly which titles will end up where remains to be seen. Okay, we'll put a pin in that there. Is that saying that players who are playing Activision Blizzard titles on other platforms will remain supported? Is that exactly how this article says it? Players who are playing, not players who will be playing future games. You class yourself as a Call of Duty player because you are playing Vanguard. Modern Warfare 7 comes out next year. I know it's not 7, but I'm going with that anyway. You aren't playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 7. You are playing Vanguard. It's a different game. Is it the subtleness of that? Is that what he's saying? Is he saying, okay, we'll continue to support the games that have released, but we actually aren't committing to anything new? And similar did happen with the ZeniMax Bethesda buyout. Mm-hmm. They committed to keep supporting games. We're not just buying games to fracture communities, but yet that's how things have started to unfold. Can you see them pulling things in there? Do you think? I mean, obviously we've mentioned Warzone could be free, and Talk Shows on Mute had mentioned it within it. A paid game, i.e. Modern Warfare 7, shouldn't be linked to a free game where you can get an advantage, i.e. Warzone, particularly if that game isn't available on the platform. So can you see them keeping things like Warzone running across multi-platform, but then not releasing the main game Call of Duty title alongside that multi-platform? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so the way I think they're doing it is you don't spend 76 billion or whatever it was just to keep, so someone actually had a good point. Like, you don't buy a Ferrari just to let your neighbor drive it. Like, so it's yeah, I think what they're doing, it's like the Bethesda strategy. Any live service game, so Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, they'll stay multi-platform. So with that, I think 100%. Warzone will be multi-platform. It'll be their live service title that will rake in MTX like mad, like especially with Warzone, like it does. But the main Call of Duty titles will be exclusive. I mean, it's like people going, they'll never make it exclusive. They've not got the balls. They can't do this. It'll never happen with Elder Scrolls. It'll never happen with Fallout or Starfield. And it's like, yeah, like
we'll see.
Yeah, they put the whole spiel of we'll never do that and all that type of stuff, and they were very vague with the words. And then it was like Elder Scrolls is exclusive, Starfield exclusive, and it's like they're not going to spend that amount of money for just to put it on PlayStation. We know that from the Bethesda acquisition, it's going to be exactly the same.
I'm interested to see how that works with something like Call of Duty, because I feel like some things like Hearthstone. It's probably not even the greatest example. There are games in the Activision Blizzard library that they could just go, okay, the next one is just going to be an Xbox/PC title. But something like a Call of Duty, which is an annual release, which shits money across all platforms, I could see that. I could see that being multi-platform with a caveat. I could see them going, yeah, okay, we are going to continue to make that, because why upset something that is the biggest FPS franchise for the mainstream market? Why take it away from a large number of people when we could just keep churning money? But we'll keep an eye on it, because if Xbox suddenly goes from being like 20% of the market to suddenly, okay, Xbox is now 40-50% of the market, cutting Call of Duty off to PlayStation at that point could then push Xbox forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some titles. I mean, it mentions a title-by-title basis within that article. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some titles become Xbox exclusives. But things like Call of Duty, I can see that be, okay, we'll ride it. At the moment, we can still use PlayStation. But until we get to the point where PlayStation isn't valuable to the Microsoft cash cow, at that point we will take it away. Which is where the rub comes in. Because Xbox are, right now, an exceptional customer-focused brand. But I will add in the caveat that every brand is exceptionally customer-focused until it's not the most financially rewarded situation to do that. PlayStation was extremely customer-focused, and it's kind of not now in comparison to Xbox, because Xbox needed to like do something groundbreaking to change the narrative and change the industry, which is what they're doing now. They are customer focused. They are spending shitloads of money, but $70 billion doesn't come out of nowhere. They will need to make that money back. And if they don't suddenly start making that with tectonic shifts in terms of, okay, the number of people buying their systems and playing their games, 25 million people are subscribed to Games Pass at the moment. They need more than that. They need double that probably to start making money at the level that they're going to need that. If they don't get that, then you can bet that Xbox will have to put up prices, or will have to make games exclusive so that people have to get them from their formats and so on. Vern, thank you very much for the host. Welcome in, dude. So anyway, on that, I will put a pin in that bit a little bit now. Jumping in the chat, Timeless says EA next. I mean, could be. Tito says, I take Konami and Sega first. Also, good morning, Timeless. Yep, it's not going to be dropped from PlayStation, says Talk Shows Unmuted. Thing is, if they made COD a 6-month exclusive, it appeases to Sony fans to a degree. However, has a huge advantage to Xbox, as players will have significantly better loadouts due to unlocks. I think with a game like Call of Duty, 6 months is, I get the sentiment. I think 6 months is probably a bit much. You're probably looking at like a 4-week, anything more than 4 week, maybe 8 week. Definitely not longer than 8 week exclusivity.
It could be a back for blood situation where obviously you get it free on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know what happened with Bethesda is they dumped all of their titles into Game Pass. And if you think, obviously when the merger happens, like, will they dump every Call of Duty title into Game Pass? Like, and it increases its value exponentially. You know, because I love going back and playing, COD 4 or whatever. And then if they're adding new COD titles on Game Pass, like from their perspective, they want everyone to move into their ecosystem. Now, in their ecosystem, it's mobile, cloud, and console and PC. And they just want people in that ecosystem. And the way to push them to that is if you tell a casual that you get Call of Duty on all the Call of Duties for access with Game Pass, 100% those casuals will move knowing that they will get free access to Call of Duty every year. But then if they don't remove it from PlayStation, that could be where they keep the sales.
Yeah,
in the PlayStation.
See, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. I could see that way. I mean, that's the most logical way. We are still supporting our PlayStation users and still making an absolute wedge of cash by charging £70 per game. But if you want it on Xbox, then yeah, it'll be in Game Pass day one. You don't have to spend £70. All you need to do is spend your £11 or whatever it is. Exclamation mark Game Pass if you want the Game Pass details in chat, by the way. Or as Tito said, at what point do Microsoft have a legitimate argument to raise their Game Pass price? I'd argue I'd still find value at a £15 price point. I think most people would. The issue they have, though, is if they raise the price now, then you get cause and effect. Okay, Xbox Game Pass costs £10. Xbox buys Activision Blizzard. Xbox Game Pass costs £15. It's like, well, you haven't bought it for me. I'm buying it for me. I'm buying it for you. You've put the price up 50% so that I can pay for your transactions, which is what customers don't like to see. They don't like to see cause and effect on the bottom line in that sort of way. If I start playing these games and love them, and then over a couple of years you put the price up £1 here and there and then we get to £15, that's fine. Jumping the price up, not so much. And I think Xbox are probably going to be hesitant at that, because let me jump into this article now. This one says Xbox says it will put as many Activision Blizzard games as it can on Game Pass, and Microsoft has confirmed that the subscription service has topped 25 million subscribers. That's a huge number. That is Xbox bringing things back from back up. Not necessarily to the heights of the 360 platform yet, but they're on their way there. They are certainly surpassing where they were in the last gen. And by increasing the price now, that's just going to hold that. So I think for now, they're just going to use this as a loss leader, absorb some of that, but continue. Anyway, the article says Microsoft has said it plans to put as many Activision Blizzard titles as possible on Xbox Game Pass once it has acquired the Call of Duty publisher. This is written by Tom Ivan at VGC once again. And it says the Xbox firm today announced the acquisition. Fine, okay. The deal, which will give Microsoft exclusive ownership of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Overwatch, Crash Bandicoot, Guitar Hero, and more, is expected to close in next year's fiscal year. Upon close, this is a quote, by the way, we will offer as many Activision Blizzard games as we can within Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, both new titles and games from Activision Blizzard's incredible catalogue, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer said. We also announced today that Game Pass now has more than 25 million subscribers. As always, we look forward to continuing to add more value and more great games to Game Pass. So it's confirmed in that sort of sense. They 100% are putting games in. You want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare? That's on Game Pass. Yeah, it's 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, depending whenever you play it, obviously. Well, let's just put it straight forward. Put it straight into the past. You want to go play Modern Warfare? It's in Game Pass. You want to play the original Overwatch? Overwatch 2's out? Yeah, that's in Game Pass too. Overwatch 2 might not be, but Overwatch 1 was, kind of thing. I mean, that gets a little bit difficult because Overwatch is supposed to be like forward compatible and stuff, but without going in that detail. So yeah, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, you will start to get more games. Fact. For now, it's not going to change much. It's not going to change until fiscal year 2023. So that runs up until the 30th of June 2023, which means you've got 18 months until the fiscal year ends. You might see it from the very start of the fiscal year. You might not. So it could be from June this year, we start to see things changing in the next 6 months or so. They could potentially start greasing the wheels sooner. You wouldn't expect that, really, not without the technicalities being addressed. Also on that as well, just to point out that we don't have any articles that cover this, but we did mention in one of the earlier articles that this hasn't been approved and actually could get the attention of industry bodies. That said, that sort of conversation was discussed when Microsoft looked at purchasing ZeniMax Media, Bethesda, and the like, and that sailed through without any real objection. So this could be the same again. It could get some form of objection, saying Xbox has now got 30 studios. It's massive, but it's still not as big as Tencent and PlayStation. Then, so is it? We'll see. Where do we see? Chappers, I'll read. Just think of it like Minecraft, though. It's exactly that system. Get it for free on Game Pass, so they get the people in the ecosystem. But it's still available and fully supported for a price on PlayStation. I think that's just how they'll do it. The thing is, it wasn't supported on PlayStation for a long period of time. But then they realised, actually, it could be. And that's the trade-off. It was an executive decision to not support it on PlayStation so they can make it Xbox exclusive. That didn't work, so they re-supported it again to be Good Guy Xbox. And that is my concern, is I like it being Good Guy Xbox, but Xbox is still a business, and Good Guy Xbox is only there when Good Guy Xbox is profitable. So Good Guy Xbox came about as a realization that actually we can change the narrative about us, because at the moment people think we're greedy fucks that only care about TV. So let's change the script, and they've changed it. But as soon as that script starts to be, okay, if we continue with Good Guy Xbox, we'll be doing stuff that's good, but we'll earn 20% less. Okay, let's be nice Xbox, and then average guy Xbox, and then let's be, okay, sometimes a bit of a knob at Xbox. And that's where the grind comes. I mean, that's 5, 6, 7, 10 years of change before we get to that point. A full generation is what it took for PlayStation. So, yeah, I can see that. And I hope it stays a Good Guy Xbox. But my concern is that it's still business down below. So when is enough kind of thing? Kane says, oi, PS losers. What year is it? Good question. Kind of a kick in the teeth for Sony's Game Pass style offering that's due out. Yeah, there was a meme that I put in the Discord yesterday. I'll see if I can find it. I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I remember it was something on that. It was the Django Unchained Leonardo DiCaprio drinking meme, where it's like Phil Spencer when he heard the Game Pass rumors, but he was holding onto an Xbox Series X. Phil Spencer when he heard the PlayStation Game Pass rumors. Yeah, we own Call of Duty. Get out of here. I do wonder if that is a factor why Xbox planned this. They must have known Sony would try to get into a Game Pass market. This purchase just kicks that right in the nuts. I mean, PlayStation have said that they can't do that with their titles. And I firmly agree with what PlayStation is saying. Because we've tried to crunch the numbers ourselves, and Game Pass versus the number of titles that they want to put on that doesn't balance. It doesn't. Which is why it's the best deal in gaming. Because Microsoft are losing money on that. At that rate, for them to pump out Halos and all of the Forzas and the Gears of Wars, and now Call of Duty and Hearthstone and StarCraft and Pitfall and a new Tenchu game, and to put them out, a new game, let's say they put a game out every month, and if they're AAA level or even just below that, then they need, the numbers were, it needs to be like what was it? Was it 50 million active users? It might have even been more than that, active users, and probably a price increase on Game Pass for that to be cost neutral. So at the moment, Xbox is losing money, which is why it's an exceptional deal. You are getting something that you shouldn't be able to buy. And it's just got even better. But how do they afford to pay it? So PlayStation were going in with the, okay, we can't afford to just give you The Last of Us, because that would be silly and would cost us money. And we can't afford to just give you Spider-Man and Wolverine, because that would be silly and would cost us money. Whereas Xbox are like, fuck it, yeah, let's give you Call of Duty. Do you want MLB The Show? Yeah, we'll give you that as well. Yeah, whatever. Which is why it's an incredible deal. You are getting more than you should be getting. So enjoy. It's going to get even better. PlayStation users, yeah, I mean, we will get a very smart, cost-effective, business-savvy Game Pass equivalent, which just is not going to be as good. It can't be as good unless they choose to lose money and have it as a loss leader too. That Smirky Drink meme, yeah, I do have it. Let me open it. I have it. This one. This is the meme. Phil Spencer, when he hears that PlayStation were looking at doing their own Game Pass. Get out of here. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
What was I going to say? If you think about it, right, with Game Pass now, Microsoft now own pretty much every major FPS IP outside of Battlefield. And like I said before, this might be a part of Microsoft's strategy with Game Pass, where PlayStation now have to rely on their exclusives that they make in their own first-party studios. And they're incredible, like, no doubt they're incredible, but PlayStation focus way too much on the third-person adventure cinematic games that console now, like, if Call of Duty goes away from it, from an FPS point of view, Microsoft has pretty much all of those major IPs. And, you know, are they going to be making a new Killzone? They've got some really good IPs, you know, Killzone. They need to bring back Warhawk or Soulcom. You know, they've got some really good shooter IPs in there. And the reason why I bring up shooters is because it is one of the most popular genres going for the casual market. You know, so it just feels like Microsoft pushing Sony into a corner. If Sony retaliates and, you know, buys Square Enix or Capcom, you know, I think there's only 3 major publishers left in terms of IP wise. Then yeah, but you know, people see the Game Pass money as well. Companies see the Game Pass money and see it as when your title's dying, you can easily get some money, extra money by just sticking it on Game Pass after a year after its release. So yeah, there's lots of strategies that could be going around that Microsoft's thinking. But yeah, it's all centered around Game Pass and the Xbox ecosystem. No doubt, you know, I saw a meme where someone was like, I'm a heavy PS5 user and I've got a Series S. And he put a GIF up of a guy just going, I'm the captain now. And it's a Series S, like, you know, after the acquisition. So, yeah.
I'm the captain now.
So it's quite a big change. But yeah, Game Pass is going to be absolutely stacked, but 100% the price will go up on it.
Yeah, I agree. It will do. Definitely at some point. Dream Sign, good morning, dude. How are you doing? What time is it for you? Is it late or early? Where do we get to? That's Mega Drinky. That's the one. That's what Sony said. I'm Spartacus. Microsoft replied with, I'm Spartacus. it's okay. PlayStation has Horizon and Sifu coming soon to keep you happy. I mean, that's it. The PlayStation does have some stuff. I did see a really good comment, actually, going on a little bit of a tangent. Someone... I think it was a journalist yesterday saying, just a reminder that the only thing bad for video games fans is exclusivity. So a lot of people are celebrating this. Don't forget, exclusivity is a negative for gamers. And that is kind of where we're going. We have been pushing more towards cross-platform, open, everyone gets a bit of everything. This is a step against that. So whilst this is great for some, it's not great for all. And yeah, it's give and take. Xbox Game Pass players like, ooh, yeah. But the games industry as a whole, if Xbox's Game Pass sacrifices, say it kills off PlayStation, then you have a monopoly then, and that is where we start to get issues. Monopoly is, okay, Xbox and Microsoft. Microsoft, let's not forget, Microsoft are a very cutthroat business that know how to strangle both other businesses and consumers. So whilst that is great for Game Pass users for now, once they have what they need, will they still be as charitable? So don't forget that bit. They will own Battlefield soon too. Imagine, I mean, that's kind of, surely that's got to be a big thing. I mean, PlayStation surely are now looking, they've got the cash in their hand going, okay, EA, are they going to stay there? Or are they going to get bought? Should we buy EA now? I mean, that's not going to be cheap. But are they going to? I mean, it's kind of, Microsoft have bought up the FPS market. PlayStation should be probably thinking, going, okay, we need to fucking snap up sports or something then, because we are partnered with PlayStation, with the Champions League, and we do bits with FIFA, this, that, and the other. If EA buy that too, not EA, Xbox buy that too, then it's like, oh shit, okay. So the only way we can get ourselves into football now is to put ourselves alongside the UEFA Champions League and Sky Sports on TV, but then everyone's going to buy FIFA exclusively for the Xbox. Great. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see PlayStation now thinking, okay, we need to start looking. So we've lost the casual FPS market, potentially. Do we want to go after the casual sports market? And Xbox are very big on sports. They sponsor the England football team. They've just snapped that up, which they've never done before. So they are still branching out, even promotionally elsewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox are looking at EA already going, okay, that foot sort of relationship, that would be nice to have exclusively for our own in-house use.
Well, it's big in America as well. Like Xbox is huge with NFL players like Madden and ice hockey and stuff like that. So yeah, I think if Microsoft buy EA, they own the casual market. People might go, oh, but they don't have Square Enix and all them type of stuff. A lot of those titles are still niche. Like if I ask someone about Final Fantasy or Persona or anything like that, the majority of the casual market don't even know what it is. They just go on about FIFA and COD, and they just want people to be in that ecosystem. So if you get EA like Microsoft, then or Sony, then the whole sports casual market, as you said. If it goes to Xbox, they have every casual title near enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Timeless says a simple way to stop that is own both consoles. Nah. I know you've put in brackets. I know that's costly, but it's. I know you're joking, but it's an ignorant statement in the sense that I have an Xbox. I don't use it, but I'm in a situation where I can have that. Whereas I know people from Latin America, to give you an example, and a specific example, not a pick one from the air example. I know someone from Latin America that had to work overtime for 8 months. So ignorant, Thomas. It is, yeah, goddammit. Who had to work overtime for 8 months to buy one game, let alone a console. And that game was for the PS3 when we were marketing games on a PS4, and he had to do 8 months of overtime to be able to afford that one game. So it's fine for us because we are, back to my previous bit, we are the 10%. We are the top of the industry. There are people out there that can't afford that. There are people out there that even from an ignorant standpoint, but not as brutal as cultural, socioeconomic reasons, just social reasons. Some people just don't want two consoles. I'll just get a PlayStation. Do you want an Xbox? Yeah, all right, I'll sell my PlayStation and get an Xbox. I'm not considering the fact that they can have both. So, yeah, but even still, it still doesn't stop it. It still doesn't stop the issue. The issue is that is still, you're still governed by one system. If you buy both consoles, I know it was meant as a joke, but even still, I'm sharing the point. It's in the chat, so I'm responding to the comments. So, you don't need to apologise. Timeless. Apart from being massively ignorant and very insensitive and rude, and I'm just picking on that, because that a lot of people will say that and not say it as a meaningful thing, like, okay, we'll just get an Xbox as well and you're all right. It's like, okay, but not everyone can afford an Xbox, or not everyone has the space for an Xbox, or if they can buy the Xbox, they might not be able to afford to pay for Game Pass and PS Plus. So a lot of people just have to choose one or the other. But even still, that wouldn't stop that. If you have both systems, if Xbox became so powerful, then the other system becomes irrelevant. That was kind of the point of it anyway. It was the fact that PlayStation, doesn't matter if you've got both, one of them is useless because everything's on Xbox. And then Xbox can go, oh yeah, it was 10 quid when we started, but it's 45 quid a month now. So if you don't want it, yeah, we'll just don't get it because you're not going to get anything anywhere else. So that was kind of what I meant for it anyway. So yeah, next time, Timeless. Honestly, mate. Honestly. So rude. God.
Well, one thing on that as well, Xbox isn't available in all countries as well.
True. Is it? Someone mentions it. It's probably not Brazil. I don't think it is Brazil, but it's a country like Brazil. You expect to be like, yeah, that's in everything. It was something. Someone mentioned a country that it wasn't available in to me, and it was one of those countries that's quite obvious. Like I well thought that was going to be a fully supported Xbox nation, and it's not. So Kane says, I apologize to absolutely no one. Yeah, get out of here. Like, all apologies. Better just buy a PC because consoles are crap, says Gaga. I own both, and my PlayStation is pretty much already irrelevant. It's also still the case that Microsoft have never and will never crack the Japan market, which is a humongous market. I think it was you actually, Enix. The last time you were on this podcast, or maybe it was on a PUBG stream, you mentioned that Xbox had now started to stop being supported by Japanese retailers because they weren't getting enough interest from clients and or support from Microsoft themselves. Was that you?
Yeah. So I put I think it was the news article in, and then obviously you and Bibby went through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So yeah.
Yep.
there are regions that just don't have them because for commercial reasons as well. So some countries just don't sell them. Some countries have given up on selling them because nobody has them. Vern says, "Don't apologise, dude. Regardless of the financial implications of your suggestion, you'd be very lucky to own both, as each are as scarce on production at the moment." Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. It's even worse on both consoles. God damn it. I mean, it's an effort just to get one. Says Graham, who's bought 3.
I've got a
PS5s
few
right
you can buy.
Yes, Captain Scalper over there. God damn it. Boris is a goth in drag. He doesn't know the rules. He made the rules. Exactly. I remember ages ago, Xbox sold 1 console in the whole of Japan or something ridiculous. Yeah, it was in like a recap report or something. Was it like a week? In a week, they sold 1 console or something like that. 1 console in a country of billions, and madness, or millions, whatever it is, I don't know. It'd be millions, yeah. I bought an Xbox Series S for no other reason than I could. It gathers dust now. I mean, I want an Xbox. I don't have an urgent need for one, but I want one for when the need starts. So when Xbox start releasing their exclusives, at that point I will get one. It's probably going to be Christmas this year or something before I get one, so it's still 12 months ish away from me, but I will have one there. I just have a Series S, which is my Twitch on the TV machine, so when I'm watching Lotus in an evening playing some F1 or some PUBG, that's what it's on. Although I'm chatting on my phone because feck trying to chat on a remote like I was doing in Lotus stream on Monday when my phone had died. Screw that. I remember. Oh no, I've done that one. We've all forgotten the real enemy here. Cryptocurrency bros. X Miner here runs away. Get out of here. The scoop, aka that's what we'll have to call it. The scalp. Kiki, respectfully, fuck you. Get out of here. So yeah, I am actually factually a scalper, by the way. I am factually a scalper. I sold a PlayStation. Camera keeps fecking. I think it's Kylo Ren's head. My PlayStation keeps thinking Kylo Ren's a dude. Yeah, I sold a PlayStation for a penny profit. So yeah, ballers. Okay, finally. Okay, we're going to start to wrap things up since we're an hour and 20 minutes in. I just want to run through the last few articles. I'm going to run through them back to back because they could have a lot of overlap. So this one says, Activision Blizzard boss Bobby Kotick is expected to leave once Microsoft deal closes. This is a report, and it's by Tom Phillips at Eurogamer with a tagline, "Bye-bye, Kotick." So Activision Blizzard's controversial boss Bobby Kotick is expected to head out the door once Microsoft's groundbreaking takeover bid goes through. That's according to Wall Street Journal sources via a fresh report tonight. The question of whether Kotick would leave has remained officially unanswered, though the vague wording of statements from Xbox boss Phil Spencer this afternoon seemed to suggest Kotick would only stick around to see out the company's transition period. Sources told Wall Street Journal that Activision Blizzard and Microsoft had agreed Kotick would depart once the takeover bid was finalised. Both companies have said the deal is expected to be done by June 2023. Quote, Bobby Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard, and he and his team will maintain their focus on driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture and accelerate business growth, a Microsoft spokesperson said via a press release earlier. Once the deal closes, the Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil Spencer, CEO, Microsoft Gaming. Eurogamer has contacted Microsoft for further comment. Kotick has become a widely disliked figure within Activision Blizzard and across the video games industry after numerous allegations of toxic workplace conditions under his watch and lingering questions on how much he knew. His exit from Activision Blizzard, likely with a substantial departing payout, may not have been how many would have hoped he would leave. But if tonight's report is correct, he will at least be gone. Okay, that's one article, which then ties in nicely into this article. I say nicely, depends on how you read into it. But Tom Ivan at VGC, yeah, nice. Well, that's a completely different angle. We'll leave that one for now, though. Bobby Kotick could make over $350 million from Xbox's Activision Blizzard deal. The company's CEO could also receive some $290 million if he's pushed out following the takeover. So Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick could be set to make over $350 million from the company's sale to Microsoft. The Xbox maker announced on Tuesday that it intends to acquire ActiBliz for $95 a share in an all-cash transaction valued at $68.7 billion. The deal, which will give Microsoft exclusive ownership of all the games we've spoken about previously, is expected to close within the next year. According to filings with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, Bobby Kotick held almost 4 million shares as of August the 7th, 2021. Activision Blizzard is due to file an updated proxy statement with the SEC in connection with the Microsoft transaction in due course, but based on Kotick's previously disclosed ownership at $95 a share, his stock would be valued at $371 million. However, Kotick potentially stands to make millions more from the deal should Microsoft decide to part ways with the controversial exec. That is ridiculous. He's already got $371 million. If they were to get rid of him, and this is what we were talking about in the Discord yesterday, let me jump to a quote. Upon termination of employment by us without cause or for good reason during the 12-month period following a change of control, aka if they get rid of him within 12 months and he's not done something to get fired, Mr. Kotick would have received payments and benefits totaling $292.9 million. That's if the event had occurred in December 2020. So basically, that's what they're looking at. He could get 371 million, followed by another 292 million if they get rid of him after that. That is fucking ridiculous.
He could buy Fredo for
that. Almost. That's like $750 million. That is ridiculous. I mean, I am reading that right? Has anyone else read that article? That is 2 separate payments that he would get. It's not just the one payment kind of thing. I'm going to have to move Kylo Ren's helmet. I'll do it in a bit. Fuck it. You could throw him down the stairs and feel nothing but joy. Yes. I feel like this could be considered a nice bonus. Keiki, respectfully, fuck you. I was low-end, man. None of the RTX 30s. Yeah. Although, to be fair, Keiki does manufacture PCs, so he will have hardware for business reasons. He's not just going to be, yoinking it all. Or maybe he is. I don't know.
We'll say this is as everyone says in the industry right now, where they go, "Oh, that's 0.3 Bethesda's." Yeah, I mean the whole Kotick stuff. Obviously, the conditions the workers have gone through and stuff like that is obviously terrible. The only thing I will say in it though is that people just in industry and social media, and people need to stop jumping the gun completely. So the news broke out, and instantly people like IGN, etc., were posting clickbait titles saying Microsoft's not going to get rid of Kotick. And then from that, people were like, that's disgusting. How's he still there and all that type of stuff. People don't understand employment law. You cannot just get rid of someone. And plus, Microsoft don't even own them yet. This is like in the future. So, it's people jumping on the gun. The conditions need to improve there, and hopefully Phil Spencer will do that. I know quite a few people who work for Xbox and all that type of stuff, and said it's a really good company to work for, and really good, staff environment. Obviously, that's only from set studios, but clearly Microsoft will clean up all this terrible stuff that's been going on. But yeah, people just need to stop jumping on the gun, calling Phil Spencer a scumbag and all that type of stuff. And it was like, they don't even own the company yet, so they can't just get rid of someone. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully he'll be gone, and then Phil Spencer and Microsoft can start rebuilding. I don't know if you got an article on it of Phil Spencer becoming Microsoft gaming CEO now.
No, I've left that one separately. It didn't kind of change that much to me. Basically, Phil Spencer is in charge of everything, so they'll restructure it just to keep him on top, and everyone will fall below that, which is good, because that means that Bobby Kotick doesn't have someone to answer to. And I genuinely think this will be the end of Bobby Kotick. I mean, nothing has been said because they don't want to. They don't want to be seen to be buying. I can't speak. I need a drink, and I don't have any. They can't see to be buying into a brand that has issues, and he's at the start of the fuck. I can't get rid of it. Anything to drink.
Oh, hold on, I'll carry on. So yeah,
Okay.
so in terms of the in terms of sorting everything out, Phil Spencer seems like that boss that will sort everything out. And yeah, I mean, it's one of them. Like Blizzard were the staff were being affected because a lot of the IPs were just failing, like Overwatch, Diablo, all that type of stuff. So yeah, hopefully, the best option with this Microsoft buyout is that staff get to great working conditions again, and going through a lot of the stuff that they have been doing.
Yes, I can speak again now. Kind of. It's still. I've still got a tickle there in my throat. But yeah, I think this will be the end of him. If they say, "Oh yeah, he's dodgy and this, that, and the other," and they bin him off, he's got countersues and he's got 300 million already, so he's got enough money to buy top level lawyers. It doesn't matter how much money Microsoft have got; they can't suddenly upscale lawyers. Once you're at that level of money, you're already at the top. So if Microsoft or Sony feck up, then they can just open themselves up to a world of hurt. So I can see this being them engineering him out, but they're doing that in a way that is both not humiliating to him, but graceful enough to him, but not enough to heroify him so that they get killed. I think they will find some sort of mutual way for them to both just go, Bobby Kotick go, do you know what? Microsoft are here, I will leave it to them and just disappear silently. It might even be one of those sort of like where they just tweet and they've gone, okay, as of today I've gone, bye, I will leave it within good hands because I know blah, 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 and that's it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Kotick does leave after this. You know what? You know when they say to straight people, "Would you go gay for a day?" They're the kind of figures when even the most straight man says, "I mean, for that money," it's a spike. I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, but it's like it's $1 million is a lot of money. 300 is fucking stupid, and $600 to $700 million is madness. So that's what he's on for this anyway. Oh my God, Graham, you're thinking of buying Sony and you haven't even sacked Kratos yet? Yeah, exactly. Is Phil Spencer still in charge of location, or is he bringing Kirsty over to Blizzard? Good question, yeah. If he could kindly fuck off, that would be great. Exactly. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up. We've been on for an hour and a half. I've got one story to mention, though, because obviously this show has been entirely about Xbox and how they impact on the industry as a whole. Well, we have proof on how they are impacting on the industry as a whole. As this article by Tom Ivan, one more from VGC, says, Sony shares fell 7% following news of Xbox's Activision Blizzard deal. So PlayStation's firm's shares close at their lowest level in almost 3 months on the New York Stock Exchange. So Sony shares fell by over 7% on Tuesday following news that Microsoft plans to acquire Activision Blizzard. The Xbox maker... Okay, we've done that. Microsoft reportedly plans to keep making some Activision Blizzard games for PlayStation consoles following the takeover's expected completion in 2023. And Xbox head Phil Spencer said that it's not our intent to pull communities away from that platform. While the direct impact of the Activision Blizzard news on Sony's share price is unclear, it suffered a significant decline on Tuesday. The company's shares ended the day down 7.17% on the New York Stock Exchange, marking their lowest close since October 2021. Long term, this shows Microsoft is operating at an entirely different level than Sony and Nintendo, DFC Intelligence said of the Activision Blizzard deal in a research note. Sony and Nintendo have huge presence in the existing game business, but those two smaller Japanese companies struggle to play in the higher strategic space the industry is heading. This is more about Microsoft competing with Google, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and others. This acquisition would immediately put Microsoft in a solid strategic position. And that is a great place to end the show on. I mean, this is where we're talking about bigger picture stuff. We've spoken about how video games are mirroring the movements of films in the past. So films started out with little studios making films, and then there was a whole the process through vertical integration where studios started buying up distribution, started buying up filming slots, started buying up cinemas themselves so they can control every asset of their production and so on, rather than having to outsource to others and having other people potentially use those resources and stuff. This is Microsoft going, okay, it's been nice playing with your Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo, but where we are talking not just the games industry now, we are talking global, worldwide, everything content. And that is, so we've let Xbox have their little bit. Microsoft is coming back in now to sort things out. And that is where this is. So Sony and PlayStation are huge. In terms of video game spaces, yeah, massive. Still bigger than Xbox for now. But Microsoft just it shadows that instantly, and that is where this is. So if you're looking outside of the games industry as a whole, this is a Google, Amazon, Apple, Facebook level maneuver from Xbox. Can Sony keep up with that? I'm not sure they can. Even if they
they can't.
Yeah, even if they buy up EA, even if they buy up Take-Two and take Rockstar and get GTA 6, I'm still not sure that they can contend with this on the long scale. And that, if you wonder why and how Xbox can afford to lose so much money on Game Pass, well, there's your answer. It's bigger picture. It's more about competing with other brands and not just keeping PlayStation at bay. 300 million is you can borrow Neymar for a week. Can they please buy EA now and fix FIFA and Battlefield, please? Thanks. Sony to buy Nintendo and make the Sony Nintendo console from the past. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. But yeah, there we go. That is the end of the show. So if you missed it, I'm not going to recap through all the stories. Xbox has acquired Activision Blizzard. We spoke about how that will impact on Game Pass, what implications that has for PlayStation users, and a whole lot more. And we've been joined all the way through the show, well, mostly through the show, by Jordan. Thank you very much for jumping in, Jordan. Do I call you Enix? Do I call you Jordan? Do I call you something ODST? What we saying?
Just call me Legend. It's all right.
All right, Legend. Cheers, Legend. Thanks, Legend. Appreciate it, Legend.
Cheers, mate.
Just a reminder, though, we are going to drop off, but we will be back live in about half an hour or so, but not on this channel. We are going live on twitch.tv/official insert coin. I will be playing some PUBG over there. If anybody is around to play some games, do feel free to join us. We will open it up to let people jump in. Naturally, we don't want to play with people we've never met before, particularly because we're streaming on official insert coins channel. And if we jump in with people that, you know what the internet's like, you can get some whoppers out there. If we jump in with a whopper, we don't have the ramifications official insert coin does. So if anyone we do know wants to jump in, do feel free to join us over on official insert coin. We'll be live there for 3 hours between 1-ish and 4-ish tonight. After that, I will be back live at 6:30 tonight with Mr. iLotus UK with his DMR spray, playing even more PUBG from 6:30 p.m. tonight, twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. But yeah, I'm not going to raid anyone because I'm going live in 30 minutes and I expect to see you all there. All right? Right. But that's it. Thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us for the stream. And do you know what, John? You don't always get to say this. So have you got 2 words to leave the people with?
Stay frosty.
Yeah, stay frosty.